I had this rusty rope on the winch since I bought the boat, and I've always been thinking I need to replace it with the new synthetic one. I never got around to it and thought it'd be fine. Well, I was pulling the boat out of the water on the weekend and bang, it snapped. Fortunately, the boat was halfway up the trailer, so I was able to quickly tie this knot in it and get it up all the way and get the chain on it. So the plan now is obviously to remove this rusty old rope and replace it with a synthetic 10-odd one, which I've just bought. So I'm going to start by untying this and getting it out, and then this is going to need a bit of a clean up, which I will do shortly with a bit of degrease. It doesn't need as much of the grease as it had in the past, obviously, to deal with this rope, the steel rope, and we'll replace it with a new synthetic one, and we'll see how that goes. So you can see here there's a 10mm nut, which this steel rope runs through here, and then it actually passes out through a small hole, as you can see here. So it runs through the reel, runs into that hole, and then that hole comes around and is fastened with this nut. So I'm going to remove this nut, and then hopefully we'll see that come off. Alrighty, so that came off pretty good. Obviously the stuff that's never seen the light of day is looking alright, and the rope that's been exposed in the past to coming in and out of the boat, that's obviously where it's died. So we've got this now completely clear. Hopefully they get in focus and get lighter. Completely clear, and this should be easy to clean up and put the synthetic on, which we'll run through. Alrighty, so the plan now is to spray the unit, clear it up, get rid of all the crap inside it by spraying some degreaser. What I don't want is for all the particles that are inside there to get caught up in the new rope and soaked in the new rope, because then that will just degrade it over time. So this just needs a really good clean out, which is what I'll do now. Alrighty. So that is now looking good and clean. Everything's been degreased, cogs are all clear, and that is ready to have the new rope put on it. Now, the steel rope usually ran through here and then through to that latch that I was looking at yesterday, which we'll show here. Wait for that to show up. There you go. I'm going to try that again. I might just put a knot in the rope to hold on the outside of it, because it won't bite in the same way as it would have with the steel rope. This rope will compress quite a lot, so I don't think it'll hold it as tight. So I'm just going to put a knot in it and go from there. Alright, so I've got it in, and I haven't needed to tie a knot on this fastener. Let me see if I can show it. Take the winch off. That has actually compressed down really well. So I actually have been able to avoid putting a knot and just showing just getting that biting down. So that's working really well. Going through, being held. Now I'm going to winch it up. Alrighty, the other thing I just wanted to show was the length. They recommend getting a metre longer than the boat. This is a 4.5 metre. I've dragged this around the side and it's pretty loose. This is a 5 metre line, so that's going to go very far back. I've never pulled the boat onto the trailer without the nose being here, so that's going to give me probably another metre off the back of the trailer to pull it up, so that should be fine. 4.5 metre boat, 5 metre, 5.5 metre would have been perfect. You could go longer, but I think this is plenty more than enough to be able to pull it on. So now I just need to put a bit of load on it and wind that winch up, getting ready for the next time we take the trailer down. Well, here we are with the new rope installed on the winch. The only thing that I would add is I put this under load as I wound it in, but once I clipped it to the boat and continued winding, you can see that the rope is still slipping and biting a lot in that reel, in that spool. So clearly it needs to be done under load, as you would expect. So this isn't really going to be a particularly tight fit until I get this off the trailer and haul the boat up properly, and that will have the rope taut all the way as it's winding in. Right now it's quite loose, but that will certainly hold until we get down to the water and get going. So there we go, job done.